Avoid unnecessary destruction. Do not block the access corridor.
Okay, hello everyone, and here we are again, and again, morally dangerous. This time with a joystick again, although I'm not quite sure how good this joystick is yet. I've literally just gotten it today. Seems to have some weird issues with how it returns to center, but I'll try to get around that at some point. But anyway, Elite Dangerous. Let's see if we can get some planet scan missions or something. Playing with a joystick after so long. Kinda weird. Wartime. Okay, so there's war going on here. Yep, I can see that by all the assassinations. Let's go for just a normal courier job first. Get somewhere else that's not quite as embroiled in a civil war as this was. So I'm currently flying in the combination of joystick and keyboard. I do have the throttle control, but it doesn't work nicely with this for some reason. It doesn't seem to really work together. when that happens. I don't know why.
Coupler disengaged. Go for departure.
Yeah, it seems like I have a different complaint to what most people seem to have with this. Some people said it has a very big dead zone. I think this thing is way too, I don't know, easy to change direction with, because it just kinda does it on its own. It keeps turning on me. Already tried multiple times to calibrate it and it just keeps turning on me. Alright. Kireshi hanger. Also, I for some reason have a very different feel on this. And for some reason it also doesn't have a go back button. Don't quite know what that's about, but yeah. It seems to be over calibrated and overly fickle with everything. Which is weird, which is the exact opposite of what I've heard this thing would be. And that it would be kinda really unresponsive. This is overly responsive. But hey, it's a new joystick, maybe I'll get used to it. If not, I'll just buy another T1600M at some point. Are we really starting with a neutron star? Yep, we are. We very much are. What? Action scanner. Maybe you can see what I mean, because I'm currently not holding anything and it seems to slightly turn to the left somehow. No, I want this one. Yeah, it seems to be not quite calibrated, but I tried calibrating it a lot and I don't think the Windows calibration helps with anything. Are we? Yes, we are working quite nicely. Stream seems to be just fine. Would have loved to keep my T1600M, my original joystick, but that just kinda broke at some point, so I couldn't continue using it. I really like if this one wouldn't constantly do movement, but... Also, there's a civil war going on, apparently. In some regions. May have explained the war state. Don't know what this weird plastic sleeve is about. Maybe that's causing some problems because it doesn't seem to properly hold the joystick where it should be. But yeah, so as you may have actually also have noticed, we have changed ships since last time. I'm now in the Viper Mark III and not in my Adder anymore, which I have actually sold. God, this joystick. Why is it so oversensitive? And why doesn't that... I think I noticed a problem. It doesn't center properly. Because I'm not currently actually doing anything. It's just kind of moving on its own. Ah, goddammit. It's workable. May need to find some calibration tool or something for it. At least it had very clicky buttons, which I kinda like. Very, very clicky buttons. Everything is pretty clicky. Well, I'm just thinking. Maybe I shouldn't play Elite Dangerous right now until I've actually fixed all the stuff with this. Because this is quite an issue. It kinda tends to not really be in my control right now. Oh, great. It's the wrong way around. It's going to take ages. God damn it. Turn. There you go. And down. Mission board. Well, let's go really play.
Incoming message. Incoming mission critical message.
I don't care. I don't care. How long have I been streaming the game? 10 minutes. Well, technically 5. It's just my joystick has some problems. Like, this thing is not as good as the T1600M. So I have to really troubleshoot the damn thing. I may actually do that just on stream right now. Maybe that helps. Set up USB controllers. Properties. So... yeah, I can see where the issue stems from. It doesn't properly return to center. Even the C rotation doesn't properly return to center. Those all work. Buttons are just fine. The buttons actually feel really good on this joystick. It's just... the Z-axis and Z-rotation and basically everything else in movement in this is pretty slack, I would say. Hey, I don't have Skyrim installed currently. I can actually just check what I have installed currently. All of them. Jaw, pitch, and roll. All of them have some problems right now. This is the weird problem of having many games installed, but none of them you actually want to play right now. Let's try the calibration, even though I haven't figured out exactly what they want me to do. So, center point. Yeah, I can already see it's not returning to center properly, which is the exact opposite of what I need. I need some dead zone. It's so weird. Oh, this is... this is the Z-axis thing, okay. So, Z-axis all the way up and down. Press next. Press pre-rotation all the way up and down. There we go. Finish that, and now, yeah, I didn't think about that, but I could just give it manual dead zone, couldn't I? Which would really help right now. So, light rotation. God, where do you even do that in it? Where do you even do that in Elite Dangerous? I've never actually needed to do it. Yeah, my T1600M at some point just kinda stopped with everything, so I took it apart and it was completely broken inside, which didn't help. So I have this now, which is a Trust Predator GXT something something. I don't see where you can actually do this. Probably somewhere here. Nope, not that. Yeah, dead zone. Yes. Yaw is. God. No, that's pitch. Okay. No, not always confirm. Yaw is that. I think. No, this is roll. This is jaw. I think. And pitch axis is of course this one. Can I now set? Yes, I can now set a dead zone. That's it. Now there's a dead zone for trying it out for now. Okay. Back to game menu, resume. Let's try. Means
Released. Engines engaged.
oh, I just inverted everything. That was not the plan.
Landing gear retracted.
I just inverted everything. Okay, I do not play inverted, so that is going to be a problem. Oh my. I swear I'm good with this kind of stuff usually. So. That actually hit some. No. Regular. Okay. Pitch axis. Regular. That doesn't quite seem right.
Scan detected.
Yeah, that's still inverted. At least roll is not inverted anymore. I guess I fly inverted? Never noticed that. Also, I don't need inverted yaw. I don't think so. That is so much better now with a bit of dead zone. Okay. So much nicer. Thank you for that. I completely forgot that dead zones are a thing. So now I can actually play with the stick just as I like it. Because I actually like the stick. It's pretty nice. It's just that it had so much, like, movement. And now you can barely tell that I'm moving the stick around. Yeah, this is a good enough dead zone. So, let's see. Let's return to my station, actually. Galaxy map. 1. There we go. Bennett Gateway.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yay, it works, so we don't have to switch games. Perfect. Hey Jacob, or Noaliel, or whatever. I don't know, I just prefer, I just say Jacob, because honestly, who cares?
3, 2.
I really gotta try out all the new things they added. Because I've barely looked into anything. I've only looked into squadrons and I was kinda astounded by how much it costs to create a squadron. I just look at that, it costs 10 million credits. I don't have 10 million credits on this.
Disengaged.
I would at some point probably make one. But not yet.
Frameshift drive charging.
Oh right, that's the A one. I think I need a bit more dead zone on the yaw. Because it still seems to kinda sometimes just stick to one side.
4, 3, 2.
But not now. Switching into the controls now would probably be my death. Because of this thing. Now I can set some controls. Controls, light rotation. Let's put a bit more dead zone on all of these, like 2 points up. And check that out. Hey gaming!
Frameshift drive charging.
I hope the sound is alright. I haven't checked in a while. But it seems to be fine. Actually just test how loud the voices are. And if it's too loud, I may actually just put it down like 1 or 2.
3, 2, 1.
Well, honestly, it seems fine. Maybe like that. Here we go. Some people could say I'm actually professional at the streaming thing. I don't believe them. Because every single time I stream again, something is broken in the meantime, even though I don't really touch any of the settings. Yeah, now back to basically the traditional home base that I always use. Oh, there's some local people around. Oh right, I'm in open play. I for some reason decided to be in open play. Broken streams are the best streams. That's why I never fix everything. I started to stream with none of these stuff actually working in the cloud, so... Thanks, Jacob. On-stream gift giving. Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate that. It's not really a stream game, but maybe actually it could be a stream game. You just need people to play it with, otherwise it's a bit boring. I spotted there's a cruiser here, but... Wrong button. To get used to this new button layout. I do indeed wish to land. As I've already so often done in this station. But I think they gave it a new, like, coat of paint recently, because I don't remember Bennett Gateway being quite as red outside. .34, which is in the far back. Landing gear.
Landing gear deployed.
Perfect. Okay, with all the dead zones, this actually works. Because otherwise, this would have been very much not as nice as it was right now. Let's check for some missions. Some missions that don't involve me paying, please. Pirates, Navy supply mission. Convey the goods. The cargo will be unique to the mission. I don't have that much cargo space. Massacre, career for sensitive poll data. Career. internal report delivery. Not much interesting on the official mission board. What do you want me to do for this one? Is that kill a certain amount of people? Or just a certain person? Pirate Lord Heisenberg. Yeah, I'd rather not. It's really so hard to find. We'll take this one. This one's fine. It's for poll data. And it may bring me to a station that has more to do for me. Open galaxy map, please. Ross 47. One thing I really liked about the T1600M is that its main settings actually already involved quite good settings for everything. This doesn't. This isn't technically, I think, a supported stick. Alright, I may as well show you, I think, what did I call it? What did I call it? A brick's ass. May as well show you a brick's ass. Because I haven't actually shown this ship on stream. Mostly because it was made strictly after the last stream, which was only like 2 days ago. Yeah, here we go. Abrixas, a Viper Mark III. I think it's mostly B equipped right now because I'm not all that rich yet. But yeah, it's mostly taken like every single part that I could take for it, except for some decals, because this ship looks better without too many decals. And of course, all the dashboard stuff. And some nice weapon color and engine color. And we have a Scarab, because I like doing planetary scan missions. I haven't given this thing yet. I haven't actually done anything to it, so let's just do that right now. Orange front decal. I usually use this one. Weapon detailing and red. Learning curve is a very nice name for something that in Elite Dangerous is essentially the shape of a wall. This game doesn't have a learning curve, it just kinda drops you in. That is saying it very nice, because at the start, at least at the point at which I started, this game was essentially just throwing you into the water and hoping that you can somehow do well with that. I think now it's a bit better. They have some tutorials and they have all the pre-fight check stuff and all. This is a commander reset I did like half a year ago. I did not get a second account because I already put so much money into this game. I would not get a second account for it anymore. I was kind of bored just after a point with my old account because so much new content was added, but I didn't really have like a chance to use all that new content really. Actually, I just noticed, if I have problems with the yaw on this, and I just use the yaw on the keyboard anyway, I may as well just disable the yaw on this thing itself, and just use the yaw here, so that's something else. Flight rotation, yaw, disable. Because if I just use A and D for everything, I may as well just disable it on the stick, and just save me some trouble. But yeah, this is a commander reset. Before that, I was pretty okay at most things, but I wasn't like rich or anything. Still deciding what faction to go for, if I actually maybe even go for a faction thing now. Something like the Empire also, because I really like the Empire's ships. But then there's the fact that the Alliance now actually has ships too. Holy crap, how often am I going to jump into this goddamn thing?
drive charging.
But yeah, it's all a bit of like a decision thing still. Do I go with the Alliance? Do I go with the Empire? I've been Federation before, which was a bit boring because they just kind of fly boxes. Then again, my home system is technically in the Federation, although I can change that.
Fuel scooping.
Unexplored. I've never been in this system.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
That seems a bit wrong to me. Oh, I'd throttle down to use FSS. I'm not going to then. Need to get to this planet first. But yeah, I've just been thinking about it. I haven't actually even seen a chieftain yet, so maybe I'll do that to see a chieftain go to the Alliance. Because I think you can... Oh, where is it? Galactic powers, I think. No, that's the wrong thing. For... Status, maybe? Yeah, here we go. I'm turning. You can see, this one, I'm basically on nothing with any of these. I haven't done anything with any of the superpowers, really. Seems like most of the missions I did was for the Empire, which is kinda just natural. Yeah, I've heard that the exploration also got an immense change, most of which I've noticed by this whole, like, different scanning modes and all thing. Like combat mode and analysis mode and the FSS and all that. Which I might actually at least show. Oh yeah, it seems to work. So, I'll get something like this, and then you can scan on stuff. And just kind of have some stuff around. I don't quite get how it works yet. So I'm just kind of going, oh, there's something here. High grade emissions. I have to assume failed on that. We have that. Convoy dispersal patterns. I guess this is just a new way of finding stuff out. You can see multiple things here. Convoy dispersal. And come on. Convoy dispersal. You just get more ways to basically find stuff, I think. Although I've also heard that they completely overhauled how probing a planet works and all that. Like the surface scanner and the detailed surface scanning. But I don't have the money to actually get all the stuff needed to go on a proper exploring spree right just yet. Also, I've just noticed that this is quite far away for some reason. Just thinking, where would I need to go? I'd need to go fly quite far, I think, to get to one of the Imperial capital systems from here. But then again, that's mostly because I think this is fairly close to Federation space. I'm either going to go for Empire or Alliance. Empire, I just really love the Imperial Eagle as a starter ship. It is so nice. It is like the best cheap version of the... like a cheap combat ship you can get, really. But then there's also the Alliance and just the interest in the Chieftain and all that. I mean, from a law standpoint, both of them are pretty equal to me. I quite like being on the side of empires in games. Alright, I also forgot to mention that, of course, there's also now the codecs, which I noticed yesterday. If you use it after you've actually like seen something and you press the O button to get into it, it just crashes everything basically. Nothing works anymore. If you use it normally through the site interface, everything works fine. I don't know if I should have the black scheme for the Imperial Eagle. I should have color schemes for the first 2 or 3 of them, actually, for the first 3 Imperial ships, because I just bought them all at some point. Like, at least one of them for all. I mean, like, the best part of the Imperial Eagle is that it has better weaponry, as far as I remember, and that it is so much quicker. It's just so amazing. It's, of course, quite expensive to actually set up properly, because you have to be pretty careful with all of the stuff you put into it. But I liked it as like a combat ship. Yep, nothing has changed. Everything is still unexplored. I guess I have to fly closer. Actually, let me check up something, because I have never actually looked into it. Alliance Chieftain. How much does one cost of, like, one of those? It's a 19 million credit ship. That's kind of interesting. There's the Challenger as well, which is a bigger one. And the Crusader, which is the medium one. Okay. So the Chieftain is the quickest one you can get to with 19 million. I like the naming they've gone for: Chieftain, Challenger, Crusader. It's essentially all British tank names. Let's go to blue so I can actually read some stuff. Chieftain is more maneuverable than ships of similar size and weight, allowing it to hit targets while avoiding counterattacks. This was designed specifically to give the Chieftain an advantage against notoriously agile Fargoid vessels, such as the Fargoid Interceptor. It's intended to occupy a combat-oriented niche between the Python and Federal assault ship. Unlike other agile ships, however, it is not weak on hull or shields, able to take more punishment than the Python. Another big advantage is the price tag. At only 19 million, it's significantly cheaper than other heavy fighters and multi-purpose ships like the Phantom, Python. Phantom is another thing. Federal soldier, yep. Not boasting comparable stats. So basically this is the budget option for if you want to have a medium-sized combat vessel. That's kind of my kind of thing, really. What do we have? 3 small hardpoints, 1 medium, 2 large. So, personally, I'd probably put a 4 laser to multi-cannon loadout on that. Seems to be quite quick. Oh, it requires no rank or affiliation with the Alliance to purchase anyway, so I may as well just go Empire, in the sense. And then just at some point maybe buy an Alliance Chieftain if I have the money. It's covered. Alright, I don't just need a planet, I need to actually go to Gitsenko. Okay, approach. Was also quite surprised when I went in and went for the crate, because the one thing I remember about the crate is it being a budget option in the original games. Like, it's a fairly cheap ship in those games. I was like, oh yeah, that's going to be like around the same thing as like a Cobra Mark IV maybe or something. Bullshit! It's like a 40 million credit ship. It's very much a real, complete reimagining of the entire thing, because I think it's pretty quick, not pretty quick, pretty big, like it's a medium-sized ship now. The redesign looks incredible though, it's so nice looking. Oh hey, no, I did not set night vision to a button, so you'll have to activate it for this. Night vision. That helps immensely.
Delay Mike Oscar November. Fixed flight control channel open. Be aware, weapon fire restrictions are in operation at this terrestrial facility. Mission authorized. Assigned to landing pad 04.
So it's essentially a Python, but it looks better. Honestly, I kinda just think it looks better than that. Also, goddammit. Right. Planetary thing always points towards the center. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, thank you. And down. Perfect. There we go.
Touchdown. Engines disengaged.
Career. Yes, please. Money. Assassinations. Career jobs. Disable megaship. Take out the settlement power grid. Planetary scan jobs. We have some, but honestly, I just kind of want to fly to a different system now. Oh, hey, wait. I just saw that. Can I get that mission? Was I locked out of it? Ah, damn it. I didn't have the reputation for it. Oh well. Well then. To remember, how did you do this usually? You went into... No, actually I have to first find out which is the capital system of who I'm going to fly to. Of course, so... Galactic Powers. Cubio. Right. Now we can go here. Cubio. Oh, I actually had that bookmarked. Thank you, Monol of the past. I just completely forgot that bit. Okay. And of course we want to go to Medupe. And now when I get back out, this is going to just fly in my face with like 20 jumps or something at least. 48 jumps! And that's why you don't take a Viper Mark III for long flights. But oh well. I'm going for the looks and kinda the lore, honestly. I kinda prefer the Empire... bit above the Alliance.
Time to exit altitude when ready.
But just a tad, really.
Frameshift drive charging.
Wollt ihr das Bett in Flammen sehen? Yes. I can't do it till Lindemann, sorry. If I could, I probably would, but I don't have a voice that good. But hey, Ems, how are you doing? Actually, let me try something. Wollt ihr das Bett in Flammen sehen? There we go. May at least use some of my German. Probably did sound completely stupid through this microphone because I was way too close. That's the best way to just completely doing this. Kinda. My new joystick is a bit clickety-click. It's quite clicky, honestly, but I like it. Means that all the sticks are quite fine. Also, I just accidentally did not. God damn it. Wolf. Yes.
Frameshift drive charging.
Wait, I just noticed there's a... Oh, hey! It actually works on that, so that's fine. For some reason... I think my Twitch app is broken. It should be fine. Yeah, we don't have any dropped frames. Connection seems to be okay. You've just joined at the beginning of a long journey.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift
And sorry for all the sniffing again. You could just throw some random German at me and see how I pronounce it. Because some people have some severe troubles with seeing how German things are pronounced. It seems to have been a slight problem lately. Although I still think Wollt ihr das Bett in Flammen sehen is one of my favorite nonsensical things that still manages to sound badass. Simply because it's really just how German works. I love it. Oh, Elite Dangerous.
disengaged.
Space trucking. That's like the best way to describe it, and I totally did not steal that from Zero Punctuation, but yeah, it's space trucking. With laser fights, combat and everything, so... Really not like space trucking, more that you can space truck, but most of cases you're just going to use very aggressive negotiations.
Frameshift drive charging.
How does this thing actually work? I don't think... Oh, right, I don't have it on. That may be an issue.
4, 3, 2,
Oh god damn it, why is it on top of everything, actually even the game? That's a not very good tool. Oh yes, canyon racing, driving,
fuel scooping.
scanning random things for a bit of money. I think we're just discovering stuff all the time now, because we are essentially going on a field trip.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Oh, please sit down.
Charging.
Fasten your seatbelts, we're going on a field trip, and we're going to visit the capital of the Empire, at least one of the capitals, because politics. And yeah, just relax and enjoy the flight that we're going to take. We shake hands with almost everyone that is like completely new to us, that is in our home or we are in their home or something. I mean, in a certain sense, yes, it is very much true that we shake hands with almost everyone. We are a very formal people. War. Outright war. Okay, we are outright going into a war zone. I don't think this is a school field trip anymore.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Also, anyone who calls me with Swizzle is getting banned. This is not a yellow school bus, even though it is yellow and technically now a school bus. I love that blue glow from the non-deadly version of these planets.
Frameshift drive charging.
Who's actually at war in here? Can I see that somewhere? The Darklight Order. That sounds very much like a player-made thing. Oh yeah, actually, everything works now. That's interesting. So that Twitch integration thing actually worked just fine now.
Fuel scooping.
That seems awfully small.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift.
Also, I think this just shows the most weird route because this does not have a 1 light year jump range. It's a slight bit better than that with 9.
4, 3, 2, 1.
But yeah, there's a lot of handshaking going around in Germany. Cool down. There we go.
Drive charging.
Lupo Maris.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm quite surprised because normally when I'm in open, I almost immediately get pirated, but apparently today is a nice day.
Fuel scooping.
Now we're going to enter Sin. So, you know, if you have any sins, we may actually leave them there.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
That's a brown dwarf as well. Well. Don't start chat immediately. Yeah, we had some contact apparently.
3, 2,
1. But yeah, I hope everyone had a great day that is currently watching. We're just kinda exploring space. Actually, I may as well try something out, because I've never been in this system, as far as I can tell. Adapter zoom failed. There we go. Degraded emissions. Need something that's more of like a planet. That's degraded emissions. That could be more. Nope, that's also degraded emissions. Everything in here is degraded emissions. Adaptive zoom blocked. Target too close. Okay, that's a new one. More degraded emissions. See a pattern emerging. Yep, lots of degraded emissions.
Frameshift drive charging.
Well, it's mostly a thing of like waiting if somebody wants to shake your hand, and if they do, then you shake their hand. It's basically that. It's just kind of a thing that's like seen as polite, I guess, is the best word to put it in. Don't worry, chat is always quiet. Just kinda normal. He's probably watching in fear as my fuel gauge goes down and I don't stop, actually don't stop enough for refueling.
Drive charging.
But we'll do that at the next stop, which is Eseshmadan. Or however I pronounce that. We're 10 jumps in from almost 50. So the magical stool bus is actually moving. But yeah, we'll go for a fuel break now.
Fuel scooping. System scan complete.
So let's just refuel a bit. This is going to take some time because this is really a really low fuel scoop. But then again, it's not the biggest tank in the world. And it's no problem. If your internet connection doesn't work, it's no problem. I mean, it's a shame for you because I know that feeling, it's so annoying, but yeah, you don't have to say sorry for me, to me, because if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Well, it seems to be mostly fine on my side. I even have the stream open in the background actually, and it seems to be running fine. I'm is right, maybe I should do a Skyrim stream as well. Just Skyrim. I mean, it's still technically better than making a Fallout 4 stream. Because that game just doesn't work on stream. Of course, for the ultimate memory, I could do an Oblivion stream. Or maybe even... Oh no, I don't like Morrowind, because... I just thought like, maybe I should do a Morrowind stream, just for the memes, but I don't like Morrowind much, so it wouldn't be nice. It would really not be nice for anyone involved. As I'd just be annoyed, and people would be annoyed at me for not liking Morrowind much. It was too late to Morrowind to actually like it. Or rather, I was too young. Let's say it like that. When that game was really around, I was way too young for it because I didn't understand anything about it. Sorry for all the sniffing. Just par for the course currently. We're full soon. I would really like them having a small estimation of how long it's going to take until your tank is full, but it's the small things, something that is really not needed. Let me try the FSA thing.
Complete.
Missions. Oh, I love this thing. Oh, it looks so nice. First discovered by Katsam. Can I exit? Oh, right, I have to press the A button. Not A as in WASD, but A. Or A. As in that button we Germans have. And some other language also have that. I think Swedish has it? I just put it in chat. It's probably going to spaz out on multiple people's devices, but Trust me, I'd mount one if there was space in this ship. There kinda isn't. Oh right, it's not... this is the modules thing, that's what I was in the fire group thing. But yeah, with all the stuff that I needed to have in here, like the planetary vehicle hangar and all that, there kinda wasn't any space for it. So the best I could do was actually a 1B without overgoing with the energy. It didn't seem to make a difference anyway. I think the 1A would already have been a bit lighter, but not have any other improvement.
4, 3, 2,
Yes, the burden of flying the small ships, you don't have much space for anything. Then again, to be fair, you can make quite what's the word? I'm missing a word now. Oh god. Competent. There we go, competent. Just like my English isn't competent, but yeah, you could create quite a competent little jumper out of an adder, I suppose.
charging.
Maybe not an hauler, because the hauler is just completely useless. I've never seen an actual use for the hauler. It is worse than a sidewinder in anything except for carrying cargo, and even then an adder is probably the better choice for you. Who buys a hauler? Really, who buys a hauler? I want to know, who is the person that buys a hauler?
System scan complete.
I've had maybe one hauler, and that was at the very beginning when I thought, you know what, I want to do trade. And this thing sounds like it's a trading vessel. So I bought it, and it was completely useless. Yeah, but if you want to have a capable space taxi, you're probably still going to go for the Adder. It may not be able to transport as many people, but it actually has some speed to it. It isn't fragile, and it is actually quite multifunctional. I at least would go for an Adder over a hauler every day. The Adder also flies like 10 times better than the hauler for some reason. There shouldn't be much of a difference on the size with like flying and all, honestly, because why would a hauler be so bad at flying? But
Fuel scoop.
it always seemed pretty weird to me.
Frameshift drive charging.
34 jumps. The Dolphin is very fast but very fragile, yes, but basically all of the passenger ships are more fragile than the actual combat ones.
3, 2,
Also, the Dolphin is quite out of reach for like most people starting with passenger missions. was it that I actually first did my passenger missions? And my first passenger mission was probably a Cobra Mark III, actually. Mostly because that ship is just so versatile. It can just basically do everything. It may not be able to do it quite as well as the specialized ships, but it can do almost everything, at least in some capacity. I always wanted to have a Cobra Mark IV until somebody basically told me it's the worst thing. Or like all of the 4 ships you could probably put into that category of like Cobra Mark III, Viper Mark III, Mark IV, and the Imperial Eagle with that, and the Cobra Mark IV. It's essentially the worst. Because it's like... it's a worse version of the Cobra Mark III somehow. Again, I still to this day haven't found an actual use for a Viper Mark IV, so... maybe if you're just really into combat early and you want something that has slightly more armor than a Mark III.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
Also something that nobody has ever told me why. Why is the Adder multi-crew? Why does it have a passenger seat? There's nothing you can do in an Adder that really needs a second person. I mean, sure, you could pack an SRV into it, but then again, you don't need 2 people for SRV action in the Adder. Yeah, same here. I think I was slightly before Horizons came out. Yes, enjoy the view. It's the best thing you can do in an Adder is enjoy the view. At least as a passenger. I quite like the Adder, honestly. It's a quite neat thing. It's pretty unique in its design, I have to say. It's one of the most rounded. It looks like what... what would you say? It's like what the 70s imagined science fiction would be, like what the future would be. It's so bulky, but not in a way of like being all squarish. It's so round, but so bulky. I love it.
Fuel scooping.
It's like flying a 1970s science fiction project.
Frameshift drive charging.
Well, like a very positive way, because it's a genuine enhancement of everything you can get before it. Except maybe the Eagle, because the Eagle is just really good for combat. But for like hauling cargo, it's pretty good. It's not quite as good as the hauler, but it has better defensive capabilities if you need those. It's really good for exploration if you are really early into exploration. It can have an SRV bay, but I think most of these can actually have them. But it can have one that is actually usable with everything else working just fine, with a fuel scoop and fuel tank and everything. And it can be quite capable as a combat ship, because it actually has basically the combat loadout of an Imperial Eagle.
Frameshift drive charging.
That's why I like it so much. It's not very agile and it's not very fast, but it's quite nice. It's quite cheap as well, considering all that.
3, 2.
I mean, it's not going to be the next pirate ship of the century, but for people just starting the game, it's a pretty good choice.
Fuel scooping.
Maybe that's what I should make for my new logo. Because I was thinking about making a slightly more elite-inspired logo, because I may play more.
Frameshift drive charging.
Maybe I should have an adder in the background flying up. Yeah, Sandrider to Viper to Cobra to Asp Explorer is basically a good choice. Although I have to say I prefer the Asp Scout, mostly for its better combat capability as like a maneuver fighter. But again, if I want to go for a maneuver fighter, I'm going to go for a Diamondback, not an Asp. Because the Diamondback is just, without contest really, it's the better fighter if you take the Scout. The Diamondback Scout is the better fighter next to the ASP or ASP or whatever. Because it's just so much more maneuverable, and it is a much smaller target to hit. Which is actually quite important for a lot of people, with like fixed hardpoints and everything. Because honestly, when you are in an ASP, you are essentially a huge pentagon, not even a pentagon, it's a hexagon shaped target. It's so big when it turns around. It's somewhat funny even. We might as well go for a refuel. Or do we have something? Not here. Maybe in the next system. I'll just stop at like an outpost or something. With a fuel scoop this bad, I may as well. I love the Diamondback Scout. I know that the Explorer versions are technically much better for exploring, but I love the versatility of the Scout versions. There's just so much you can do with them, which kind of makes me feel like I spent my credits better if I buy them. Like with a Scout, I can just kind of keep some modules around and can switch from exploration to combat to small-scale cargo hauling pretty easily. Okay, now to see... Do we have an outpost? Yeah, we have. We have an outpost. That's pretty close. Okay, field trip. It's time for a small break. We make our first break at Gribowski's outpost. For refueling, basically. And also for safety reasons. Because, as I said, we are in open play. And I want to be sure that if I die, I don't get returned to Okinura. That'd be a large flyback to getting where we are now. So yeah, safety. Actually, see, are there people here? No, not currently at least. Still, you don't know when you're going to see a pirate or something emerge. Sorry. Yeah, what did I otherwise use as a taxi? I think I had a dolphin I was fairly good with. There was a time when you had what was essentially a small passenger route, and it was mostly profitable because you flew like 15 minutes to the station from the sun. But it was really good. I think they fixed that. Or they may have fixed it so that you don't get as many passenger missions there. But that was a very good way to make money. Just get yourself a dolphin with a decent passenger capacity and then just fly back and forth. Request docking.
Permission authorized. Adjust heading for approach to pad 27.
Oh, there are two people here, apparently. Is there? Sovereign Justice. It certainly does sound like a player group, but that could just be a weird faction as well. 27. That's our spot. I don't even know where we are currently. I've kind of just completely forgotten that.
Landing successful. Clear to disembark. Enjoy your visit, Commander.
It is indeed Fiacre. Okay. Universal Cartographics, let's see. Get some money on the side. It's 600,000. I love that. When you just look into your cartographer, I have 400,000 from that as well. Okay, yeah, this was a good decision. 600,000, that's not bad for just flying around like an idiot. Yeah, up to almost 2 million. And that should be the message for an Explorer rank. Promotion to Scout. Invitation from Felicity Farseer. Ooh, they upgraded these a bit, I think. Those look nicer now. Excellent work, Commander. Your emerging talent for exploration has attracted attention, and you are awarded the Pilots Federation Exploration rank of Scout. Something has just kind of broken. I just lost control over this. That's not good. I just lost control. Okay, let's see if this helps me regain it. Yes, it did. Okay. Phew. That's pretty good. Pretty good. I lost control over everything for a second. I was kind of wondering why Q&E wasn't doing anything. But yeah, there we go. Actually, it's mostly aimless still. That doesn't quite seem right. But yeah, we have refueled. As well, actually refuel myself in that sense. Pour out something to drink. And thank you. Yeah, exploration rank. Yay. And money. Well, let's continue.
Ship released. Watch for oncoming traffic when passing through the airlock.
I am pretty much aware that this entire game has a bit of a buggy streak, but it's fine. I've learned to live with that. I've been caught in the codex, like, trap often enough, I think. Okay, we need to reassign that. I love how maneuverable the Viper is. Just some nice. Also, something that I have forgotten to mention completely. Actually, two things. First, I have a Discord channel, or server, or whatever you want to call it. So if you want to join there and see if I go online and everything, just join there. I have a bot working that usually does its thing. And the second thing, I am searching for submissions for the channel emote that we actually have, because, yay, we have a channel emote because affiliate. And I'm searching for suggestions for the sub badge. If you have any ideas, just bring them up in a general chat, or what could you actually put them into as well? Creative maybe. Just general or creative. Put them in one of the two things, and I'll catch some suggestions, if you have any. And maybe think about it, because currently, basically everything that you can see is a placeholder.
Cannot comply. Cannot comply. Cannot comply. Cannot comply. Cannot comply.
Okay, that was helpful. Thank you. It looked like I was locked onto that, but apparently I wasn't. I was wondering if something else was bugging out. But no, it was just me not being back into the game quite yet.
4, 3, 2, 1. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
I just realized I also put up a suggestion box down in the Twitch thing. You can probably also put it in there if you really want, but I actually prefer it in Discord. I may actually just remove the suggestion box because I was just trying stuff out. And me trying stuff out late at night at like 3 in the morning is not a good combination with anything. Because it kinda just means that I will revert all changes next time. And yeah, it's one part of the learning curve. To remember what you actually have targeted and not what seems like you have targeted. I have to remember I am basically back in the learning curve now. Or the learning wall.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Yeah, here we go.
Shift drive charging.
Discover, yay! Multiple things to be discovered.
3, 2,
Promotion to now? Wasn't I just promoted to scout? And now I got promoted to scout again. Well then, that's a bit confusing. Oh, now I'm a 71% scout. Well, that's a promotion.
drive charging.
You are now a scout, and you're almost there already. We are probably going to be there by the time we arrive in Cubio. Just because we are scanning more systems as well.
4, 3, 2,
I have a very much the same feeling, like I'm 600 hours in, I wouldn't even call myself to be a medium player in that, I'm still pretty much a noob. I make so many weird mistakes and I have to look so much up still. Which is fine, honestly.
fuel scooping.
Oh yeah, exploration rank is the easiest thing in the world. You just fly around and scan.
Drive charging.
I mean, sure, you can make more money by actually doing the deep scan and all that now, but I don't have the money for that yet. I may do that at some point, just an exploration stream. Because I've never done so many things that you should do in this game for exploration, like go to Colonia or Beagle Point. I've never really even gone all that far out. Which really I should do at some point for like a really long stream. Or multiple long streams, honestly. Going to Colonia is not a one stream project.
System scan complete. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, what most annoys me that is that I have never have been to Colonia. My hardest journey was Hutton Orbital. And that is basically just flying in a straight line for like 30 minutes or so.
3, 2,
I want to commend the person that had done that in a Sidewinder. Doing that in a Sidewinder is just the most annoying thing in the world. And the sniffing is annoying me.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
I should probably post the current emote and sub badges in Discord to give an idea of what the current ones are at least. Because most people are probably not actually going to see them. So... no, it was not a stream overlay, that's a different folder. Was it in here? No, it wasn't. There it is. Emotes Twitch. I should probably just look at the names I give folders, because most of them tend to be pretty descriptive. I have been to Earth. Once at least. I have been to Earth at least once, mostly because it's kinda a thing you have to do anyway if you are going for Federation. Because it's one of the Federation headquarters. It's quite disappointing when you get there, because there's of course no landing on Earth yet. I really want to see the point when we get to land on Earth. Because that's going to be the most impressive thing, when they finally add that you can land on these actual planets, terraformed planets and all that, and Earth itself. That is going to blow people away, I think.
Fuel scooping.
Because really, who doesn't want to just land on Earth in this game? Really, who doesn't just want to go, I'm going to visit Germany or wherever I came from in the game, just want to look for what it's like on Elite.
Frameshift drive charging.
Let's see, that's the wrong ones, those are the ones that I made for North Mountain. It's not going to happen for a while. I think atmospheric landings may happen at some point. If they don't, it's not nonsense. Like, it's not a bad thing if they don't happen at all. Then again, you could probably just randomly generate a city to be on Earth, because if you have the topology already done, you may as well just put a city on there, just randomly.
Frameshift drive charging.
There we go, those are the... and sub badges.
4, 3, 2.
Actually, these are not quite the current sub badges, I just noticed, but these are the uncensored version, because for safety reasons I just went with a censored version of that. You never know with Twitch and all.
Fuel scooping.
But hey, we've arrived in at least Empire space.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
It's certainly not a must-have. I'd just be okay with... I'm actually almost already okay with all the stations they just post around planets, because honestly it makes more sense to have a station up in orbit, because it's much easier to implement than just having an actual landing. But if they do it at some point, or even just add bigger cities to some of the planets we can already land on, I'd just be fine with that. So we can really see that there's people living in this universe. In what is technically our universe as well.
Fuel scooping.
Where did I put the...
Fuel scoop disengaged.
There they are. I can actually post the actual sub badges I currently use. There we go.
Frameshift drive charging.
I'm so glad I got a slightly quieter keyboard, because now I can actually type on stream without it being completely deafening.
4, 3, 2. Fuel scooping.
Faction-owned stations that you can build together, not by a CG. Yeah, that would make much more sense, I feel. Maybe done for like the interface that you have to... Like, if you already own something like a station or something in system, or an outpost that you can somehow buy, maybe? Like, you get an outpost as your base first, and then from the outpost you upgrade to a station. That would be an interesting concept. Or from a ship that you buy, like a mega ship, to a station, to an actual, like, space station.
Frameshift drive charging.
But the problem with that would be, with so many in-game factions around, you'd have like a sudden explosion in stations. Like, there'd suddenly be hundreds more stations around,
3, 2.
which could be a bit of a problem. You could probably solve that by just making it available as like a instanced thing or something. But that would also be quite hard to do.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
Delete. Okay, something just happened with the game, because the sound is kind of going weird. And it's actually stopped now. There we go. It works again.
Engage.
That was weird. I guess I lost connection to the server for a second or something, because that was very weird. So no worries if you just saw that on your screen. It's not your screen, not yours.
Fuel scoop.
That was on my end. Even though it was kind of funny. Actually, let's go for a small refuel. Because it's still 10 jumps. Shouldn't be too hasty about this. Nah, I can understand that it happens. It's not too hard of a thing to imagine with it. After all, these servers are basically held together with space duct tape. Looking at you, matchmaking server. I mean, goddamn, the matchmaking server is the most fragile thing in this entire game. I wouldn't even say super glue, it's probably like off-brand glue. Because some of the servers seem to be a bit... hit and miss is probably the nicest way to put that.
2.
Oh no, temperature critical. We had 80% ship, come on. It's not all that critical yet, but fine. We'll move a bit forward. Oh no, 81%. I've done worse. I've done way worse. Next to flying into the sun. Like 80% is nothing. There we go. It should be nicer for it.
Warning. Temperature critical.
Oh no, temperature critical. We should be at enough fuel anyway. It's only 10 jumps. Well, the rock is cooking. Yeah, I mean, that would have worked if my ship was told to rock, but not like that. No, everything seems to be fine. Yeah, we were far enough away from overheating. I love some of the effects overheating can have, because at one point I was pretty overheat, like pretty much all the way up to overheating with a ship. Then went into a station to repair, and suddenly my shaft just kept firing. Because malfunctioning like devices are the best thing in this game, because they just do random crap. And then you have your shaft just constantly firing, and it's essentially a space rave. I can always call the fuel rats. Essentially, best actually because I'm in open. So yeah, I could actually even stay on, but I'm going to make it one way or another. Even though these jumps are getting actually quite long now, which I did not quite expect. How far away are we now? We should be able to do that just fine. With maybe one more fuel stop. It'll tell me anyway in the upper right, so we'll be good. And if not, well, who knows?
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
I'd imagine like getting stranded right in front of QBO. That would be quite an astonishment. Like, that would be an achievement. I was on my way to the Empire, and like 2 systems before that, I just kinda didn't make it anymore.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
Ooh, they have a new actual homepage. That's interesting. Rat stats, rescues over time. They've had a lot of rescues today, I guess.
3, 2, 1.
Is it up to 80? Holy crap. They've had something like 80 rescues today. Guys are busy.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
Damn it. Is it the amount of... Yes, it is. Oh, it's an incredibly beautiful game, I have to say. It is very nice looking. When you drive across like a really nice planet and all that, this is just one of the most beautiful games there is. Simply on how intricate everything is. You can tell that this game was like this is a project out of heart, not out of like, oh, we wanted to make a successor to Elite because people know the Elite name.
Fuel
because the guy wanted to make a new Elite game, just like all the ones before.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
And it isn't like Star Citizen, like the game that will never actually release. God, that game has taken so much money and it's never going to release, I think.
4, 3, 2.
Why do you need so much money like Star Citizen? Like, what has Star Citizen even taken in so far? It's like broken every single record in crowdfunding at this point. And basically what they have is a slightly glorified tech demo. Did a lot of like, oh, you may get this ship at some point.
Fuel scooping.
Like, there isn't even a comparison between the two, really, because this is a fully fledged game,
Frameshift drive charging.
and Star Citizen is essentially the most expensive tech demo ever made. You can see how much Star Citizen has taken in, right?
4, 3, 2.
They had something on their website where you could actually see how much they had raised so far. Funds raised, there it is. $211 million. Oh god. Oh, main fuel tank is low. That's a new one.
Fuel scooping.
How many jumps? 3 jumps? We'll be fine. Come on. We'll be fine.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
I really also, I have to say, for the fans of this game, of course I want them to have like the Star Citizen that they believe. But at this point I can't believe in that game anymore personally, because it has taken in $211 million. 3 million people have apparently bought something in it. And at this point, it just kind of feels like it has going on for like multiple years, and they have basically done almost nothing in terms of actual game. It's so disappointing.
Fuel scooping.
You can actually see how much they've taken in per day. They have taken in 130,000 just yesterday. Holy crap. Why do they put all these statistics online?
Frameshift drive charging.
I mean, the absolute, like, stupidest thing they made, really, was to have a ship that you could only buy if you had already spent around 1,000 or something in it. Which is, like, completely... That blows my mind, because I have spent a lot of money in games so far. I have to admit, I'm a sucker for microtransactions. I've probably also already put hundreds of dollars into this game. But... for something that just... You have to pay at least 1,000 to get that ship, and then you have to pay for it.
Disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
And yeah, to be fair, Star Citizen, it looks amazing. The parts of it that are actually there. It's just that the parts of it that are actually there are maybe 2% of what they have actually promised so far.
4, 3, 2.
Like, there isn't even a game to it yet. I mean, sure, everything that you buy is essentially not needed, because all the ships that you buy right now for real money are essentially going to be things that you can earn. But on the other hand, I kinda have severe doubts about like how much you can actually earn them, because currently people say the missions basically give nothing. Also, hey, we made it to Curbio. It only took about, what, 40 minutes to get here? 40 to 50? But we have arrived in the capital, or at least one of the capitals of the Empire. Also, it's getting pretty cold in here. I could get a blanket, but I don't feel like getting up for it. So it's just a stupid thing with this house is that the heating turns off after a certain point and then it just becomes cold in here. Because it's freezing in Germany. It's freezing cold. Also, we are actually in a fairly populated area, so there should be some people around, right? Well, there's at least one person. Actually, I should get that blanket, otherwise I get ill again. Winter may literally be coming. They have actually announced snow for tonight. It's -4 degrees Celsius currently, with high humidity, so yeah, quite high chance that it actually may snow.
Delacey, Mike Oscar November. The Empire cordially welcomes you to our facility, friend. Access permitted. Plot route for approach.
The Empire cordially welcomes you. I like that. I like how the Empire speaks. Hey, we have 2 people apparently around. And remember, there's an actual speed limit in space.
Please continue on your current heading, Commander.
And we have made it with basically no fuel for any other jumps left. We are supposed to go on 16, which is right here.
Landing gear deployed.
Nope, bit too quick. Here we go.
100 meters from touchdown.
Medupe City, we have arrived.
Landing complete. Ship secured. We trust this facility will serve you well, Commander.
The speed limit is technically 100, but for some reason half the time when you're on 100, it actually also already counts as speeding. They are very, very, very sure about that. Like if it's only 105, like 100.5, that's already too quick. I love it. It's some of the quirks in this game that are just very lovable. We made 1 million just going here now. That is very nice. What was the... There was one system that must have been worth a lot, because most of these are not worth a lot. 1 million, 200,000. 400,000 for the find, yeah. Yeah, that seems nice. So, sell page. Confirm that. So the already just going here has paid off because we've just made 1 million credits with that. Technically 1.5 million credits because we already sold some. But yeah, that was actually a really good investment already. Now we can look in the shipyard. Because there's the Imperial Eagle, the thing I love so much. But first, a small intermission, because I kinda have to go to the toilet and get a blanket. So I'll see you in like 2 minutes at most.
The holographic docking pad assistance system is for the benefit of all visitors to this facility. Please alight on a pad assigned to your vessel only. Pilots are cordially reminded to observe facility traffic regulations and avoid obstructing the airlock. With sadness, we must inform pilots this facility maintains an effective security division, which is mandated to respond to unacceptable behavior. For the safety of residents and guests using this facility, we could
And I'm back. A blanket has been acquired.
for entering a docking bay.
Oh yes, we have a promotion, don't we? Prismatic Imperial reputation change. You will... an ally! It immediately went up to ally, I love that. That is perfect, that is the best, like the best presentation we could give. Like we come in and give them a crap ton of already known stuff. Thank you! Yes. Got myself a nice blanket because... Jesus. It's getting cold. Kinda just shows how badly insulated this house is. Ugh. Yeah, Prismatic Imperium. Now an ally. And we got our promotion to Surveyor. Thank you, Picard. Let's see. It doesn't upgrade quite yet. I think it takes a bit. Oh, it just said something. Pilot Federation promotion to Surveyor.
Wide range of facilities of unparalleled quality.
So, let's see. We are of course now in the Empire. So now we get to have our Imperial ship. Actually they sell... yeah, they sell the Courier here as well. I also like the Courier, but it's not quite as versatile as the Imperial Eagle. Weirdly. There's a Clipper, which is also nice. But of course we're going to purchase ourselves an Imperial Eagle, because we are true Imperials. Ah, that interior. So nice and sleek. I like the upgraded version of it, because it's just so... it's so much more nicer than the actual Eagle. Because it's just so white inside. It's nice. Those light switches. Love it. So nice. I love the details in this game. Actually, I haven't set a button for the outside view, which I really should. It's probably... is this in miscellaneous? It may even be in... yeah, it's in free camera. So... well, actually, camera suite? Ship toggle camera suite. Control, Alt, Space. There we go. Ah, it's not bound. Okay, so... yeah, I have to bind some stuff in there. Ah, that. So, camera suite. Next camera, previous camera. Oh, I have some different camera settings apparently on here somewhere. But... some buttons that may not be used, which is hard to find in this game. 0 and 9. Yeah, why not? Those work. Look at it. It's so fancy. Also, goddammit phone. mute you. There we go. I love this ship. It's just so nice looking. Oh, that's not supposed to happen. Yeah, that's a point that happens, I think, because I have to press the space bar. So I have to change that. Oh, is it still at Be Right Backs? Oh, god damn it. Right. I forgot that thing. Oh god. I forgot I control everything in OBS through my numpad, so I just pressed the 3 on the numpad like an idiot. Like, I can do this with that, but no, I of course can't, because that of course controls all my goddamn scenes. Oh god. Yeah, of course, because I pressed numpad 3, which is my Be Right Back screen. God damn it. Oh. God damn it. I have to really get back into it. I have to just remember, don't press any num buttons unless you really want to. So, camera suite. We need a new ship toggle. Put that to 8. And put that to 8 on both. I don't know why that is a different thing. But yeah, here we go. Now we can enter it by pressing 8. And we can actually look around just fine. Was that just a fuel red advertisement? I don't think my eyes deceived me. Was that a fuel red advertisement? It would make sense because they are essentially part of the game at this point. But still, that would be a quite nice thing. Come on, go away with the South Cougar thing. I know what a dolphin looks like. God damn it. My eyes... Come on, tell me my eyes didn't betray me, game. Because I was very sure that was the current Fuel Rats logo. It's a dangerous galaxy out there, fly safe, RAM lock. South Cougar again. Come on. Something with a fuel scoop in the background. Defend humanity, Laken. It's probably just going through all of them. So I can't really even tell if it's going to be there anytime soon. There it is. We have fuel, you don't. Any questions? Yep, there it is. That's a fuel red advertisement. That is nice. I like that. Livery. Imperial Eagle.
Ich grüße Sie, Kommandant.
Greetings, Commander. Greetings, Commander. Greetings, Commander.
I have the distinct feeling that if I fly an Empire ship, I should buy Celeste.
Installed to provide information and analytical support throughout your journey. I'm issued as standard by the Pilots Federation in accordance with Statute B7249 of the Interstellar Transit Charter.
But sadly, I don't own Celeste yet, and I currently don't have the money on my PayPal account for it. So I have Tactical Graphite, which is just neat on this thing. Tactical Cobalt. The kinda useless Tactical Ice, which kinda doesn't change much, I think. Yeah, it just removes that black stripe on the top of it. Tactical Khaki. Why would you use khaki on this thing? Olive to make it look basically like a Mark II should. This is actually like a Mark II should be. Slipstream. I've never actually had... Oh, these are nice. Ah. Vibrants. I don't like the Vibrants. No, so some of those Slipstream ones look pretty nice. That's not purple. That's pink. That's very much pink. Even if it's a quite warm pink, that was very much pink. We'll go for graphite. String lights. Because even Imperials have Christmas. Weapon detailing in blue. As well as engine color. So, we need a name for Imperial Eagle. Imperial. I'd like to give them some German sounding names, because the Imperium has that kind of thing around it. I don't want to give it a ship name. Also, just a second. Okay, that's better. No, it doesn't feel like I'm slowly suffocating on my nose, so hey, it's always good. A name for this thing. Something short, preferably something German. German plain names. Well, that doesn't help because we just used... actually, we had some kind of interesting nicknames. I say that and I see the nicknames for the Bücker ships, Bücker planes, and they're just completely stupid. Why not? Actually, that sounds kinda nice, what we have here, so... Not Colibri, Colibri! This is now the Colibri. Breitgrund. That's certainly a name I could choose. Breitgrund. We are currently flying for Eisling Duval, so we may as well have a symbol. Breitgrund. Sure, why not? Let's go with Breitgrund. It doesn't really mean anything, but hey. I'm just looking around. There's also something like Stieglitz, which is the German name for the goldfinch, apparently. That is a mini Moa. Breitgrund. Stollergrund. Ah, I see it. It's one of the multi-purpose ones. For die Wehrtechnische Dienststelle 71. God, our naming. Built-in Marine-Arsenalbetrieb Wilhelmshaven. German does flow so badly into English, and I love it. Right, yeah, why not? We'll call it Breitgrund. Breitgrund seems like an appropriate name. So let's see. We need some dashboard stuff, of course. Because actually no, I know that putting stuff in the first two and last two kinda clashes with things. So we'll put a Christmas tree here. We'll put Santa here. And in the middle of it all, we'll put the Cobra. Okay, at least one thing I know I already need, because I can get it right here, is reinforced alloys. How good can I upgrade in here? There's no 2D, which is a bit disappointing. 3D. 3A is a bit expensive currently. There's a 3D thruster we can already mount. Ah, fuck it, let's go with 3A. We may as well. Frameshift drive we do as last. I want to see how much money we have left. Best power distributor we can get, please, as well as the best sensors we can get, please. Optionals. Shield generator. I always like the buy reef. So what exactly are we going to do with this thing? It's probably going to be for combat, most of things. Combat and possibly some courier jobs. So... not module reinforcement, hull reinforcement please. Let's see. Actually, if we want to do what I think we are going to do with this, we may as well go with a 2A fuel scoop for courier jobs. We have an internal for our hull reinforcement. Two more internal compartments. Small cargo rack maybe. It's always a good idea to have a small cargo rack at least. It's a surface scanner. Capable of launch. Ah, okay. Yeah, we are definitely putting this in because I want to try it out most of all, and also because if we do career missions, it may actually help me with like getting more money out of planets. I find. Actually, no, because this thing is not going to fly far. What am I doing? Give me a bit more hull reinforcement instead. Exchange. Swap these two. Hard points. They don't have any multi-cannons. Well, we at least have Gimbolt 1G. Yes, you have. Okay. You have those at least. So I need to find a station that can sell me a 2G multi-cannon. Utility mounts we have one. We'll take a shaft launcher. I like that, shaft launchers. And yeah, we have the money. We'll go for a 3A frameshift dive. I've never actually had any problems running this thing hot. I've already used it quite a bit, otherwise I don't think it usually runs hot. At least in the settings I use, but mileage may vary, as it usually does. Oh right, I don't have the second weapon yet. Right. I'll make the second though, because second is a much nicer key for me to actually press for lasers here. Because I enjoy taking my multi-cannons on the actual clicky button. Discovery scanner on 1. Composition scanner on 2. I have a chaff button on this anyway. And now to find a thing in which I could actually buy a 2G. May actually just be in Edelman already, so let's go there. And yes, we have a tiny fuel tank, but we are not going to travel far with this thing, I feel.
Ship released. You may proceed when ready.
Oh, something exploded in here. I would guess that was probably a smuggler. I just noticed a slight problem with the Christmas tree. It is actually blocking part of the interface. And yeah, EDB.io. I forgot that exists, thank you. EDB.io. Oh, systems, browse the universe. No, actually, I don't need that. I need... Was it? No, it was not a commodities one. Actually, I think it was the system one. I just don't... how did this work? No. Stations, there we go. It was a stations thing, not a systems thing. Stations, cells module, multi-cannon, 2G. Was it? No, it was 2F. 2F is gimbaled. Reference system is Cubio. Friend stations. But when we did, the next one that actually sells them is not even in here, and is not this one. It's Bracewell port in HIP 5700. HIP 5700. It's the map. Ah, it's this weird one. Bracewell port, there we go. Oh, the boost noise. Yes, that is the things you take Imperial ships for. It's the boost noise. I really need to buy Celeste at some point, because that voice just seems perfectly fitting for Imperial ships. A slight French accented woman. Seems perfect. I mean, you could go far distances with this. You just have to really make sure that you always have something to fuel up again. Because otherwise you're going to strand pretty quickly with a combat-oriented ship. But yeah, the boost sound on the Imperial ships is just... the most amazing sound in this game is boost sounds of Imperial ships. I have a friend request. Hey. Yeah, why not? quite a few contacts actually today. I hate how it does that. I don't want to automatically chat. Come on. Squadron feed. Join the squadron or create your own. Well, I don't have the money to do either of that really. Oh, well, joining isn't costing anything, but there don't seem to be many that would be interesting to me. Last time at least I checked. Squadrons. Join the squadron. I think that's mostly because it chooses a really weird standard, like what it looks for. So I may just look into that and maybe join a squadron or something. Oh, I love it. So nice. Everything about these Imperial ship redesigns looks so nice. Like, this is a redesigned Eagle Mark II, and you can see it because it has the Imperial style engine all over it, and they really they just love neon lighting on everything. Just, it's so good. Also, holy crap, I just almost missed that because I'm just gushing over this goddamn ship. Here we go. Docking request granted. Oh yeah, I know that's like another thing for clans, but still. I was wondering, at some point I may just do my own, because it seems like the kind of thing that you should do, really. As like a streamer, having like these small kind of things. Also, somebody else got cooked here, apparently. God. Traffic wardens do not fuck around today. There we go, Bracewell Port. And into outfitting we go. Yes. The traffic wardens are doing an impeccable job. The cleanup crew, not quite so much. Maybe they don't get paid enough, who knows. Hard points, medium hard point, and yes, multi-cannon, gimbaled 2F. Because I just like this as a basic setup for killing smaller prey. Whittle down with the lasers, kill with the multi-cannon. What do we have for these here? I prefer my chaff launchers because a lot of enemies like AI run missiles. So it can be quite good to have that bit of safety basically. Oh, 3-8 thrusters, of course. Yes, 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 please, yes, yes, we have the money for it. We take the thrusters on the maximum level. This thing needs its maximum thrusters. Optional internals, we don't need anything else. We have a bi-reef, which I prefer. Perfect. Set up so I don't forget it. Number 1. So, starboard services. Donate, 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 donate. Everything is donations. Disable megaship turrets, massacre Jet Clan faction pirates. Ooh, that's an interesting one. 200,000 for its strategic data transfer. Oh, we'll do that one. Yeah, no, Navy missions are for ranking up. I just... no, was there even... Yeah, there was one around, but it's a strike contract. So that would mean killing a certain person. Yeah, the brother of Gitz, not a good name, need you to assassinate a pirate Lord Palm. Or Tarm, or whatever. So not the greatest thing to do. Mostly because we don't actually have the equipment to hunt a pirate as far as I remember. At least not a specific one. Okay, and we need to go here. Yeah, I can see why this gives a bit more money, because it's like 150k away, but... you know, it'll be just fine. I would usually try to get multiple missions in the same space, but I could already tell that there wouldn't be anything else, because any, like, mission kinda like this that would go to the same place would pay almost equal. So you can pretty much tell from that alone that there wasn't anything else going to that station. How many jumps do we have? 3 jumps. Ah, there we go. And over 400. Ah, the beauty of this ship. Going over 400 with your boost is just... ah, I love it.
Imperial Flight Operations Bureau wish you a safe onward journey.
And that's not even engineered yet. Engineered, this thing can go so quick. It's amazing. Last time I had mine, it was just kinda engineered and it was already getting to like 450. Not even not like 500. I don't remember that quite well. But it was so quick. It's the ultimate hit and run machine as well if you equip it with missiles. And have it really quick.
Frameshift drive charging.
Well, it's doing fine as a small scale jumper, so far you're totally doing fine. I love how it opens on the top when it's seating. I love that part. So many small details I just love. But to be fair, I think the original Eagle does that as well. It just doesn't look quite as interesting. Well, time for long distance flying again. Ooh, there's somebody actually around. Holy crap. It's a Type 6, so he's probably a trader. Unidentified vessel, that is probably him. Well, he may either be a trader or he's a passenger flyer, because the Type 6 can also be used for that, but you wouldn't really use that much for much else, really. It doesn't have many applications outside of trading or passenger missions. Yeah, I love the Eagle. The Eagle is so versatile for like a small combat ship. I love it. And it really just looks like... It looks so stupid and so underpowered when you just buy it normally. Because the green that it comes with looks so dirty and rusted. I mean, to be fair, that is because it's technically, I think, a pretty old ship already. So what you're most likely going to get is like a used one, but... if you paint it up and give it some of the extra parts you can get, it looks really good. I'd really like to have some of the ships in this game as like a model for building here. Really like to test out if I could make a spaceship model look good with my painting stuff. Currently I just kinda have the cutest Panzer 38T ever. I probably need a 3D printer for like good models of the elite ships. Yeah, something like that, but I just like it as like a model that I can 3D print and just put on. There seem to be some people that have them on like Sketchfab and everything, but most of these don't look quite right. There's a pretty decent Sidewinder one, I guess, but I don't know. I wouldn't want it to be a Sidewinder, I guess. I think some people on Thingiverse also have the models uploaded, like probably arranged for 3D printing already, but they're a bit less high quality. But again, it's not supposed to be high quality in that sense, is it? Just good enough so that it would look nice when you put it on your desk, when it's painted and all. I don't even know which one I would choose. I'd probably actually go for Cobra Mark III first, because that's like an iconic one. That's so iconic for Elite that you really couldn't like avoid having one. But I don't know what I'd paint it in. There's so many nice color schemes you could paint a Cobra Mark III in. Maybe even make it a bit of my own, something that is not in a game or something. Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't want like a small scale model of the Cobra Mark III just on their desk? Some people will probably be okay with it just being one color. I'd want it painted, but I'd do that myself in that case. Because, you know, I like painting and I have a lot of colors. So I may as well experiment in that sense. Maybe someday I'll get like a 3D printer and do something with that. Ooh, there's an ASP Explorer one as well. Ooh. That would be nice. And that's a high quality one. It seems to almost be a rip of the actual in-game model. It seems to be quite big as well. That would be perfect. Like, it has pretty good size. There's also a Lion's Chieftain. And no worries, I'm occasionally looking into the game to see if I'm about to crash into something. So far I'm not, so everything is fine. Ah, there's an Imp Eagle model. That would be perfect. There's a logo, which would also be really good. Like, having that embossed and nicely painted on like your case would make the case really good. I have to look into this later, just see what I could maybe get to. There's a Viper? Oh, that's also nice. So many of them. There's probably all like ripped 3D models made to work with the 3D printer. But honestly, I wouldn't even mind that, because I would just really want to have this, like a small model, self-painted, maybe multiple models. If I go through the trouble of actually getting a 3D printer for the damn thing, I may as well do it with multiple models. Somebody is apparently also making tiny models of them. Teeny tiny models. This would be nice for the role-playing game, actually. There's of Elite Dangerous. I kind of forgot that bit, but yeah, there's a role-playing game now, isn't there? There's a Raspberry Pi case with the Elite Dangerous logo. I don't think a Raspberry Pi could really make use of that, like, could actually run this game, but whatever. I like the idea of having them tiny, so you could have multiple of them, but then again to lose a lot of detail. Yeah, best bet would probably just be to get a Cobra Mark III first for that. Maybe I can find someone that has a 3D printer and actually have it like printed for me. Would be a nicer way than just getting one just for Elite Dangerous stuff. And maybe the odd like accessory for other models. ...3D printing in your hotels. I wish. If that was possible, I'd just love it, but I mean, now that the weird, like, dead zone thing is actually fixed now, like, this stick works perfectly fine now. As long as it doesn't break, I'm perfectly okay with everything here. I may be able to use the T1600M HOTAS again, like the throttle control and everything. So I may not even need to replace anything anymore. I have seen a extension for a HOTAS apparently that somebody has put up for like Elite Dangerous. But it was mostly basically printing a custom shaped button box, so
You have entered Imperial Sovereign Territory. Approach at a safe speed and comply with station regulations. Approval granted. Set course for landing pad 44.
I will 3D print a new 3D printer and then return the old 3D printer. That is what I'm going to do. Where's my landing pad? That's the 17. That's the... Oh, there's 44. Right, I didn't expect blue. So, yeah. There we go. Could have been for Warthog. I didn't actually check. It looked like one of the Logitech ones. Welcome to PME Orbital. Get some fuel into us and check the mission board. Strategic, transfer. Black box Imperial Navy salvage. That's not a thing I can really do. Disable the megaship turrets, assassinate pirate lord, deliver... Holy shit! Delivered 3,446 units of gold. Holy crap. That would take a lot of turns with this ship. With 2 cargo space. Yep, that will take some time. I mean, it pays 9 million, but... yeah, it's a wing mission, but still. I love the fact that it's like, oh, there's just a random mission that pays 10 million credits. Let's see. Oh, that's all illegal. Holy crap. Illegal. Yep. You ain't much of an overseer, mate. Everything you do is illegal. Go your job. Illegal. Yeah. No oh, there's actually community goals. It's Boas again. Boas always has something going on, it seems. Let's see. Actually, looking at the time, it's getting to the point where it would usually stop, honestly. But we're going to fly back to Cubio at least. Oh, Midyup City, Bloodwood. Yeah, actually, I'm going to end the stream a bit earlier than I usually would. I usually would go for at least 3 hours, but I'm feeling quite a bit of a headache coming up. But it's nice to know that I actually have a working joystick again. Now I just need to get it working again with the throttle control, and then I can feel like I'm playing Elite Dangerous like I was playing it 6 months ago. What is the Dukes of Pyra reputation change? Cordial, I guess.
Frameshift drive charging.
You are now clear of the station. Imperial Flight Operations Bureau wish you a safe on
Well,
the journey.
it would probably be even easier with an actual, like, trade ship. Like, if you had a Type 7, that would probably be pretty easy to do. It'd be a bit annoying, because it would still be a 19 light years jump range hidden, to it and back, but be much less annoying than doing it in, for example, this. Because, you know, 2 tons of cargo space. That'd be at least 1,800 trips. It would be fun if you had, like... Oh hey, mentioning matchmaking servers like an hour ago. Would have probably been fun for, like, if you just put a lot of sidewinders on that mission. Oh, why am I going to private group? We've been doing fine in open play. Goddammit. Open play. We've been doing fine in open play. Let's just return to open play. Didn't even save where I wanted to go. Medium city, please.
Frameshift drive charging.
Oh well, it happens. The matchmaking servers are basically the worst of the servers, so it's not all too rare for them to just kind of throw you out for a bit.
3, 2,
Who hasn't experienced that? Like, seriously. There's not a single person playing Elite for more than like an hour that hasn't experienced at least one matchmaking server derp. It just belongs to the game. Okay, and we need to go straight behind me. There we go. I have to change the position of that tree. It's annoying me that I can't see that part of the interface because I use it a lot. Wondering what does the elite tracking thing actually do? Oh, it shows you actual, like, system information. Okay. That's interesting. Does it also show what kind of jumps I've done? Mission logs, okay. Comms, that's interesting. Oh, that's a nice actual Twitch extension. I'll keep that around. I just need to remember to actually start the app on my PC as well. Yeah, it seems like one of those extensions for Twitch that is very useful for people that would actually really like to know those kind of things, but like not intrusive enough so that people would be annoyed by it. Because I've seen some extensions that are very intrusive, and I try to avoid those at least. Not for Elite, but just in general, and that's one. An ally like you is always welcome here.
When conducting business at this facility. Granted, set course for landing pad 13.
Bask in her glory. Hail the Emperor. Yeah, it's very much unlike this Christmas tree that I accidentally put on the wrong position. Because this Christmas tree is very intrusive and is actually hindering me. Unlike this app, which is doing basically nothing unless you click on it.
Touchdown confirmed. Systems offline. We trust.
And now to goddamn put that stupid Christmas tree one over so that it actually is somewhere where it doesn't annoy me. As it's just right about the part of the interface that I really like to use. Okay. Move it from there, put it one over, and then it should be fine. Yeah, there we go. Now it's perfectly fine. Didn't need more adjustment than that. Okay. And I think I'll have the stream ending here because, as I said, I feel a headache coming up, but it was fun. It was nice to actually play Elite as it's kind of supposed to be played with a joystick again. And I'm just kind of already glad that I just went back to Elite, because Elite is such a nice game to relax to. There's really not much else I can say about the game, just it's so relaxing. I don't really get angry in Elite, because most of the time failure is once and then it just kind of doesn't happen for the next 5 days. Unless you play a lot of PvP, I guess. But anyway, thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Have a great Sunday. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.